gentlemen, your host for tonight's show.
Here, I'll break it over your. I'll break it over your head.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the Crumb Show. I'm Fat Chicarella, Jesse Marchese, Chris Reynolds, and Jerry Joe Pesci.
Here at the Crumb Show, we like to get in the crumb side of life. We're all crumb dirtbags, so let's just laugh about it and have fun. What are you going to do? But our illustrious social media manager here, Christopher P. Reynolds.
That's right.
The P is for...
Pussy?
Our social media manager put out a poll, and it is... Well, go ahead.
It's a different
Let
kind
me
of
just
poll.
hand it to Chris Reynolds.
It's a
He's over
different
here
kind of
chopping
poll.
at the poll.
You know,
Chopping at the
like,
bit.
we were gone for little bit, summer break. We tried to keep things rolling, a couple questions here and there, but we decided to start, talking about our Mount Rushmore of things. And, Mount Rushmore put forward the greatest presidents because of their influence and things that they did. And
Where are they, though?
Whatever. Yeah, that's
The greatest?
Well, according to the mountain, they are. So basically, what we're talking about right now, to trim the fat, is the greatest American rock bands, the Mount Rushmore of American rock bands. I got to emphasize the American part,
Not the Bloody Brits.
because there's so many.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of Canadian ones and a couple of whatever.
Who were the Canadian ones?
Rush.
Rush, Guess Who, Beckman Turner,
Guess who's from
Overdrive,
Canada?
Steppenwolf, Bryan Adams.
Dang.
There's tons of them.
Okay.
More than you might think about. Triumph,
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber,
Biebs.
Biebs.
Ryan Reynolds, bunch of them.
Ryan Reynolds ain't fucking...
He's an
I
actor.
don't know. He's
What are you
from
doing?
Canada. He's-
The worst screenwriter ever.
But anyway,
He's just trying to give his cousin a show.
yeah. Anybody named Reynolds is cool by me, man. But anyway, back to the poll. So it's not really a poll. It's more of
A Rushmore.
a larger poll. It's a Mount Rushmore thing. So why would we choose a band to be on Mount Rushmore? What are their contributions to music? Their longevity? Are they relevant forever? There's reasons that you're the top ever because there's so many good ones, but there's only got to be 4 of them that
But it
will
seems like
make it to the top of the heap because they have had contributions to music and all music and this and that. There's got to be, a criteria, if you will.
I bet you, though, all the American bands that are going to be named, you're going to know a better English band.
That's not relevant.
I know. I'm just thinking, though, in my head. Like,
Everybody knows that Led Zeppelin's the greatest rock and roll fucking band of all time. And
yeah.
Hands down.
Okay.
because you say, people say, the Beatles, but
Fuck the Beatles.
They're not American.
they were, I'm just saying that of all
And they
time,
suck.
but they were like pop, and then they started out as like the first boy band, right? Jared.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider them rock and
Boy,
roll, right? They're not rock and roll.
At the time, they were.
did come up long story short, they came up with 10 years. They were only a band for 10 years, and they put out.
That's because
all
one
that
got
shit.
shot in the head.
No, but
Nah,
they
were
broke
broken
up
long
before
before
that.
that.
Ringo ruined that, or Yoko. But anyway, in that 10-year span, they evolved 10 times, and they did become more of a rock and roll band. But anyway,
I can't think of any rock songs they sang, though.
Revolver. Helter Skelter.
yeah, Helter Skelter.
Revolver
That's
albums.
like that.
Okay.
That a lot of metal bands cover that actually because it's like a heavier song. But there's a ton of them.
I wrote a song about an octopus.
Right, like back in the USSR. That's more of a rock song. I
Yeah,
think.
see, I don't think that's rock to me.
But
That's
anyway,
not-
we're not putting them
Back
in there
in the
anyway.
USSR. What kind of commie bullshit is that?
Yeah.
Right, that's
Fuck.
true. That's true. But we're not talking about the
We're
Beatles.
born in the USA over here.
Right.
Yeah,
we're not
that's
talking
right.
about
Bruce.
the Beatles. See, this all started real quick
Bruce,
in
Bruce.
a little stoner session with, and we started talking about pinning people against each other, like. But it got we don't want to go through how it would take forever to sit and like draw on the wall. All right, this guy versus this guy to come
Like
up
a
with the
March
greatest.
Madness bracket.
Right, like we were talking about, like, okay, Bruce Springsteen versus John Cougar Menstrual Cream.
That's how it started.
But we got to give it to Bruce on that. But then got to pit Bruce against Bon Jovi, and Bon Jovi takes over Bruce, and then we had to go through all, and then this guy takes out that guy and that guy and that guy, because
Interesting.
So, but then decided, okay, we can't. It would be too much. So we're just gonna like put out a poll, get some opinion, kind of do a little research on my own, and come up with the 4 definitive Mount Rushmore bands.
Well, let's hear what people
from
said.
Yeah.
America. Okay,
Jesus
so let's go to the
fucking
fucking
Christ.
poll. Okay.
Fucking 45 minutes
Hey,
later.
people enjoy my band.
My God.
I do. I enjoy it. So anyway,
Guy.
so some of the honorable mentions we'll say is
I finally know how I can fall asleep at nighttime.
some of the honorable mentions is eating 3 containers of ice cream ain't doing it for you. So took me a little long, but anyway.
No
So,
personal life.
Leonard
No personal
Skinner.
life.
Leonard Skinner, Anthony Burnmeister, Big Burn.
Leonard Skinner's
It's a
good.
good one,
Love Leonard Skinner.
but I'm gonna hesitate on that.
Why don't we just read the groups first?
We're just
then we
going.
Can,
Aren't we just
Guns
going?
N' Roses, Anthony Ciccarelli.
Hold on. Aren't we just going through the list?
yeah,
and,
that's better way to do
Yeah,
it.
that's
and
what
then
we're doing.
whoever like has the most, we have to say.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to
Or
do it.
are
That's
we
not- well,
saying
no, because
word picking?
We're going to
He wants it to be
We're-
Reynolds Rushmore.
no.
Yeah,
I'm just the most qualified.
that's very disagreeable.
But think about it. We're going to go through this list real quick. Talk about the different bands. We're not going to go into history lessons or anything. We're just going to name the bands, and then we at the end are going to create the definitive. We're going to take suggestions. if you will.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so basically, we're not going to go through a history lesson of these bands. We don't care about. their history.
Come on, tell us for
Just gonna
20
do it.
minutes how Leonard Skinner got in a fucking accident hitting a peach truck.
That was the Allman Brothers.
Leonard Skinner got in a
Leonard
plane
crashed.
crash.
Yeah, that was a plane crash.
Yeah,
Dude was walking back through the swamp, the one that survived. and the
yeah.
farmer
That's what I
shot
was
him.
say. I thought he walked through the woods or something. Yeah,
Is that how they came up with their song Hotel California?
that was the Eagles.
That was a good song.
He's funny guy. Comedy. Anyway,
Yeah, somebody has to fucking carry the show on their back.
Oh,
your wife did not give me a name, but she did berate my grammar.
Oh, well, let's read that.
So we're not
I'll
doing
read
that.
it.
We're not
Good God, Chris. Where do, well, now we have to, point the finger at your wife. Where do begin?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Lowercase, where there should be uppercase. Definitely.
Strike
Missing
two.
or incorrect punctuation and just a complete lack of grasping the English language. See how she capitalized English there? That's what you're supposed to do, Reynolds.
Are you really?
It's
Well, listen to
proper
this.
name.
Let's read the whole thing.
Hold on.
See how much
Hold on.
funny shit goes on.
If I didn't know better, I'd say my husband wrote this monstrosity. Holy shit.
Does she mean me?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Me too.
Anyway, she picks Creedence Clearwater Revival.
But you know what? She just said, just kidding. It's not that bad. Anyway, I picked Creedence Clearwater. You forgot that part.
She picks. I'm surprised she didn't go Eagle. I'm surprised she didn't say her chick,
Who?
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie
Fleetwood
Nicks
Mac
and
would have
Fleetwood
been.
Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood
I'm
Mac. But
shocked that she didn't say
Mick
that.
Fleetwood's British, so he's out.
Well, what? One Brit?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out
One
of
Brit
here.
ruins the whole fucking
Get
batch.
out of here.
Yeah, bad apples.
Bad apple.
Oh, come
Slimy
on.
wanker.
You know the nationality of every member of every band?
Yeah.
Oh God, who's else on the list?
Anthony Ciccarello, Guns N'
Tum, tum,
Roses.
tum.
Now, Guns N' Roses is
Great
definitely
band.
up in the
Great band. They belong on Route
stratosphere,
Rushmore.
But that's not. No, we're not going to. Don't do that.
I can't help it.
L.A. Guns.
Yeah. Ray Mueller.
What did you say his name was?
Mueller.
First name?
Ron.
I think it's probably Ron.
Ron Mueller. Good guy.
I hear his name a lot on the pod.
Thank you for your contribution,
You're just
Ron,
burning through.
but he's-
Hold on. Stop. You're just burning through all this shit.
No,
Guns
yeah.
N' Roses is...
It's not.
They
Mount
are
Rushmore.
a great American band.
They
though.
are a great American band, but are they Mount Rushmore great?
Absolutely.
This is what we're talking about at the end.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm saying we're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to go through and.
At the end, we'll be like talking about this band, that band. We'll forget half of
No,
them.
we won't.
We discuss them as we go down.
I'm like a fucking elephant. I don't forget.
Discuss them as we go down.
We'll do each one of them, but at the end, we'll still pick Rushmore.
Guns N' Roses is one of the greatest American bands of all time.
All right.
I don't
no
care.
doubt.
You hear that? You know what I'm saying? That boom, where Jerry does the pelvic thrust shit. Boom, boom. You hear that shit, you instantly know what
I
it is.
still remember when Tone got that cassette. I can still remember that day when he got that cassette and he was playing on his boombox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
cool.
It was a great.
All right. Well, really quick, we'll go back to CCR because they've been mentioned. They'll be mentioned several times. in this
Great
list.
band.
But Credence
Clearwater.
Clearwater Revival, Jesus. They are not Mount Rushmore though. They have great songs and
Everybody loves them.
everybody loves
Yeah,
them, but
man.
that doesn't mean
What do you mean? That's
they don't
exactly
fit
what it
every
means.
criteria.
That's
they
the
don't fit every
soundtrack
criteria.
of the 70s and 60s and 70s of Vietnam. You know how many Vietnamese people lost their lives to dudes hanging on the helicopters blasting CCR?
Charlie
on,
don't
bro.
like CCR.
So, all right, we'll come back to CCR.
And hold on. You know what my only beef about them? I love CCR, John Fogerty, all that shit. But
The beef in the band.
No, they were
what
from
do I
California.
care about that? Yeah, they're from California. They're
Not
not,
even
from
from
down
the
south.
Bayou. They didn't,
The Bayou.
born on the Bayou.
He said he was born on the Bayou.
Born on the bayou.
He's a liar.
Most of Leonard Skinner ain't from down south anyway.
Where they from?
A couple of them are from like up in New England area,
No shit.
Maine or
Well,
Vermont or some
that's
shit
not
like
the
that.
original band
Yeah.
I love Southern
because
rock.
they've been they're still touring right now. Like bands like that's another beef I got with bands that like don't have not one original member. Like but still touring.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another time.
Okay.
But,
Moving down the list.
but
Where we
yeah.
at? Journey.
Journey, I thank you for your
Great.
contribution, but it will not be accepted.
Great band.
I like Journey.
Great
I
band.
hate Journey, worst band ever. I'm
No,
sorry. I know
no,
his mom likes it. He said his mom is
Who said
mom's
Journey?
favorite band. Ron.
Right?
Ron
Great band.
Miller.
Ron Miller says
They're
Journey.
one of the greatest American bands, dude. Can't deny
Sing some of their tunes.
Yeah, not on the fucking Mount Rushmore though.
it.
Sing a tune fast.
There's gonna be a lot of bands that are left out. You know,
Yeah, but like these are like great American bands.
That's irrelevant
right. That's
to the fact that
still
we need four
cool.
of the greatest, and Journey sucks fucking dick.
No, they don't. All right, everybody got at least
Fuck Journey.
2 or 3 good jams. You don't have to be mean to them.
Yeah,
You
they got
don't
3 good songs, and Wheel in the Sky is 2 of them.
I like Journey. What else? My son Sean Trowbridge. The Doors.
Great
They're-
band.
Come on now.
Great
they,
band. Good
They
pick,
should
John.
definitely be
I
in the
f-
contention.
See, I forget about bands. Like I forgot all about them. I love the Doors, and I forgot
Doors
all
are
about
in
them.
contention,
big into
but
the
they
Doors
were
back in the day.
they're
Fucking
not
huge.
Yeah, but it's some.
Oh
there's a
my
lot
God.
of influence. No, not a lot of influence there.
What?
Metallica is metal.
Metallica, great band.
I'm leaving them out of the
Oh, my
actual rock
God.
because their first their first 4 albums were like
Heavy metal.
metal.
But they're
so-
still a rock band.
yeah, but they are, but they're in a different.
That's gonna be a whole different poll. That
Yeah,
they're
but their
number
last
one
like
in.
4 albums
not-
were fucking
yeah,
like commercial
Doesn't matter.
rock and roll.
No, and they're not actually. The last album was actually back to like thrash
But-
metal, but whatever. Who cares? They're
Don't
not in it.
argue with 'em.
Metallica is up here, and everybody else after Metallica, but they're not in the greatest rock band of all time.
If you're saying the Beatles are rock and roll, Metallica's got to be rock and roll too. Like that's all rock. Then it
I said the
breaks down
Beatles
to different
have rock and roll songs.
I mean,
but
there's
they're not
rock and roll, and then there's breaks down to different categories of what kind of rock you are.
Yeah, but Metallica's out.
Yeah, but it's all rock.
Shabba Shabbats,
Who's Shabba Shabbas?
Chili Peppers.
Chili Peppers,
They're a great,
Great
band.
band.
They're different.
Definitely
That's why I
great
like
band.
them. They're
definitely not.
not Mount
Rushmore.
Rushmore. No.
That's one of
Nirvana.
them bands when you hear them, you turn it up.
Now,
Nirvana, come on.
Now I'll tell you why Nirvana's
Nirvana's a
in
great band.
contention.
Definitely about Rushmore. Nirvana.
Because, like I said, the only way you get up on the Mount Rushmore is your contribution to music as a whole, your longevity. Are you relevant today? Still,
Well, they don't have
today?
longevity.
Well, no, but they had longevity in a sense of we still hear Nirvana songs on the radio.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We still. I wore a Nirvana shirt 2 days ago.
Dude, they changed rock and roll.
They changed everything, and all those 4 bands that came out, like, because we talked about this privately.
Foo Fighters.
No. Well, I'm talking about.
They came
I'm
off
talking
of
about
Nirvana.
Nirvana, Pearl
grunge
Jam,
bands.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. Those are the top 4, and then you got a bunch of other ones that people don't care about.
Leave
STP?
the Melvins alone.
Not the Melvins, not the Melvins necessarily. I'm talking about the Mud Honeys and the Tads and the fucking.
Yeah, nobody cares about them. It was all about the
Exactly.
4 or 5.
It was about the
that you
4
heard
or
about.
5, and some people got lumped in, like the Smashing Pumpkins
STP
got
was
lumped-
part of that.
Mud
era.
Honey had a couple.
They got lumped into the grunge, but the Seattle thing is really because they were from Smashing Pumpkins was from Chicago, but they got lumped in. Whatever. None of them are on the Mount Rushmore of anything except for Nirvana. I would say is in contention because of all those bands. Literally at lunchtime, I watched the videos. Smells Like Teen Spirit came on and was like MTV like premiere, and it was like the craziest shit with the fucking janitor and the school shit. And I'm like, I went to school the next day. We talked about it. Some of the older kids, or some of the kids knew about it from their older brother. They knew the Bleach album or whatever, but I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
A week later, fucking 100 fucking shirts with smiley faces with the fucking bullet thing holding.
It hit that fast. That's how fast
It was
hit.
the craziest shit
Yeah.
I've ever seen. I never saw.
What was that?
nothing like
92.
91,
91,
92.
yeah.
That's why Kurt hated that song.
That was Teen Spirit night, but
Right.
Bleach was 88 or 89.
Right, but like people, it was.
yeah,
it
like
was
I never knew
Sub
Bleach
Pop.
when
It was,
that song, I didn't know about Bleach.
People didn't know about
Right.
like not major label shit unless you were like in college.
Yeah,
with, like
right.
Knew older people that were into that shit. I didn't know anybody like that.
Yo, if they put Kurt Cobain and Nirvana on the Mount Rushmore, they're gonna have to blast his head out with a shotgun.
Oh,
Boom, boom.
but that they are a huge. They are up there. Out of all those bands that your son listed, Metallica, like I said, they're in a whole separate.
You guys believe he killed himself,
No,
Jerry? Okay. Neither do I.
100% no. All right, but the Doors. That's another thing. Like the Doors, though.
Bring on to the
Like
other
they
side.
had the
Bring
huge,
on to the other-
that's almost like they.
You
their
gotta
big
put
thing was
Jim
the
up on those-
organ.
he's gotta
Yeah,
be
but
up
the
on the-
organ, and nobody like. Does that.
They're not rock and roll. That's what you're
They
telling
are
me?
rock and roll, but I don't think that they're Mount Rushmore rock and roll.
Jesus Christ. I don't even want to continue this subject anymore.
I mean, you have to be objective.
It's rough.
You have to be objective. You got to understand. Every fucking band I just named, you want to put on the fucking Rushmore.
there
There's
should be
fucking
15
4 of them.
fucking bands
There's
up on
fucking
there.
4 things on the Mount Rushmore.
If we include England, there'd be a million fucking
Oh,
heads on that
Jesus fucking
Rushmore.
Christ with the England.
The Bloody Brits make good music.
Yeah, but we're talking about America,
Yeah, and who do they sound like when they sing it?
right?
Yeah, that still
Except for
blows my
Beatles.
fucking mind, dude. How does that happen? And why does that happen?
Well, it's just like
But
When, like, the Stones, Mick Jagger, if he was right here talking to you, you wouldn't understand a word he said because his accent's that strong.
And that-
but when he sings, it's perfect English.
yeah, they're all like that
How does that happen, and why does that happen?
because they're bloody fucking wankers.
Are they doing? Are they singing intentionally, trying to sing without their accent,
I don't know.
or does it just happen when you sing? Like I never understood that because it's not just one. It's all English bands.
not all of them. Some
What
of them.
English band you know sings with an accent?
Whoever sang that song, like Mrs. Brown, you have a lovely daughter. They sang. It was like hardcore British shit.
All right, maybe one song.
You
Okay.
think if we sang a song instead of saying you, we'd be like you.
Yeah, definitely.
Use
Yeah. Maybe not.
just like
Use one a zap.
Yeah, when I text,
country music people though, they could sing like without a twang, but they do it on purpose. They like add an extra on. To it.
Yeah.
That's because they all suck cock.
when I text,
Moving
I
on.
text use. YOUS. Do you text use?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a
me
dirtbag.
too.
But all right. So
Hold on, real quick. Our next 2 commenters are bees and beans.
well, not-
Bees.
Beans.
Bees.
well, you must have a different.
All right, whatever.
Okay,
It's still
whatever.
fun to say bees and beans.
Beans
Go
and beans,
ahead.
because we got Mike. I got Mike Booch next. Mike,
Oh,
Booch, 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 booch.
now he put 4, but of course, a couple people forgot that the Rolling Stones are not British or not American. They are British. The Rolling Stones are British.
Yeah, Nick.
But he put a lot of people putting Metallica, but I'm leaving them out.
Yeah, of course.
Nirvana.
Why are you leaving them out?
and Aerosmith.
Because this is the greatest American bands according to Chris Reynolds.
No,
So
this
what-
is the greatest
not-
American rock bands. They
Great.
are metal.
Yeah, it's still rock.
Same reason
Metal
why-
is under rock.
The same reason why there ain't pop bands on there.
Right. We're not putting Michael Jackson on the list.
Not putting Biebs on it.
Do you think Metallica's going to end up in the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
They're already in it.
Yeah,
ain't
they're
they?
in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but you know who else is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Public Enemy. So I don't fucking care about the sham of a fucking bullshit Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Should be Music Hall of Fame
Yeah, might as well be the Music Hall of Fame.
with like four
Yeah, it really
or five,
should. Why
four or
isn't it?
five different sections.
Why did they have it broken down in the genre? Why not just music, like you said? Like that's is there a music Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's probably in Nashville for country music.
So and another band. Sorry to interrupt, but another band that comes up a lot here is Aerosmith.
Great band.
Now, why they go into contention, in my humble opinion, is because there's a ton of bands that I've heard from like that came up in the 80s and 90s, and they all talk about Joe Perry. Slash is a huge Joe Perry guy.
Steve Perry.
No, Steve Perry's from that shit band we were talking about.
Aerosmith.
earlier. No, Steve Perry's
Journey.
from Journey.
Steven Tyler, I'm thinking of.
That's Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And I'm
Steven
talking
Tyler.
about Joe fucking Perry, the guitar player.
I got confused. You said Joe. I'm thinking Steve Tyler.
You know Steven Tyler. He got that pretty mouth.
Yeah, he's a lot of people think he's gay, but
I think he's the first trans person.
he's not.
I
though.
think he was a woman at one time.
he said he
See
tried
him
it
now?
once.
Huh?
You see him now, he looks like a 70-year-old lady.
He said he
always
tried
looked
it
like a
once
lady.
and
I
he
think
didn't
he was
like.
once a woman. And you heard it here first. Fat says he was a woman.
Well, he did. There was a Facebook post with him and his daughter that got banned because of nudity, because he had his saggy fucking titties out.
Yeah, some
they
saggy
they looked
man
like
boobs.
They thought a grandmom was like showing off her titties.
So if I
swear to
took my
God.
shirt off, I'd be nude. You'd have to blur me out.
Yeah,
Just your nipples.
We'll put smiley
You have to
faces
pixelate
over
it
your
out.
titties.
but Aerosmith also changed music with Run DMC. Obviously, that's one of the
That was
greatest
huge in
musical
music. That was
stories
huge. Yeah,
ever.
no doubt in my mind. Aerosmith's on there. Right?
Aerosmith.
There's no argument, right?
Aerosmith is in contention. Calm down.
I think they got to be on there.
Yeah, well, and he also said Stone Temple Pilots, also a great band.
Love Stone Temple Pilots.
Not fucking whatever.
It's sentimental too.
But Steve.
Did I say that word right? Sentimental.
Steve Ostrander.
Steve.
Ostrander.
Big
Sounds like,
Steve.
sounds like a,
Ostrander.
sounds like a good
Quarterback.
movie.
It sounds like
Steve
quarterback.
Ostrander.
Now you made him sound like a Nazi.
Yeah.
I thought it was more Schwarzenegger. Like he's Austrian, but
Aren't they Nazis too, though? Austria?
maybe.
Isn't that where Hitler's from?
But he's going with my pick, and I'm just gonna say Van Halen.
I thought you were going to say Morris Day in
I
the
hate
time.
Van. I'm gonna say it. I hate Van Halen.
What?
Yeah. Never
Are
been big on
you
him.
fucking kidding me?
Didn't like him. I like Jump. Yeah, I like that song.
Let me tell you something
Like
about
Van Halen?
Nah, never did.
Eddie Van Halen. Without Eddie Van, if after Eruption came out,
I was never big on him.
8 billion people ran and got a guitar.
How many?
8 billion.
8 billion.
8 billion.
Wow.
8 billion.
Pretty
that was
crazy.
back
I
then.
only think there was 8 billion people in the world back then.
He's probably
And he's,
Wait, there's only 8 billion people in the world.
people talk about the greatest guitar players, and he's up there always.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I'm not,
and I'm not
debating
saying
on
he's
that.
the
I'm just saying
greatest.
I never really cared for
I'm not saying he's the greatest guitar player ever, but I'm saying he's probably one of the most influential. He came up with the tapping thing and
Yeah,
all that
technical
crazy.
and
He
all
didn't
that
come up
shit.
with it. He didn't come up with tapping, but he took it to a whole new
Who
level.
came up with it?
I forget who. There was a bunch.
Chuck Berry?
A bunch of people that were doing it, but not to that level, not to that like extreme.
You know what Chuck Berry came up with?
Somebody fought.
My dingo.
Farting in hookers' mouths.
Fought.
Oh.
Oh, I fought it.
he
But,
called it the Dizzy Gillespie.
You know why?
What?
Had them bitches like,
But
I don't know why I never liked them. I just never liked them.
but
crazy.
and then they also were able to do what a lot of people aren't able to do.
Which is what?
jump up and touch your legs like this.
They had a
David Lee
long,
Roth.
they had a great career. David Lee Roth, right? Sold shitload.
Another headline. Yeah.
Boom, he's gone. Sammy Hagar
Sammy
comes in. They actually with Sammy Hagar started getting They had their only like #1 song at like
Was there somebody after Sammy?
yeah, Gary Sharon
Yeah.
from a band called Extreme.
that guy.
So
More Than Words.
yeah, but
Yeah.
but the problem with Extreme is that song was not a
I
good.
used to love that song.
It's not a good representation of the band. Actually, the guitar player in Extreme is one of the most talented guitar players ever. But that's irrelevant.
This
They're
song-
not going on the fucking thing either.
Extreme's going on the list.
Extreme is not.
More than
But
words.
as far as Aerosmith goes, what were we just talking about? Yeah,
Love you.
they're up there, man. They influenced a shit ton
I
of
get it.
bands.
You like him.
All right, who's
Van
next?
Halen. That was just. I'm sorry, Van Halen.
You know Steven Tyler's Italian?
No way.
Yeah, Tallarico.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you pulling my chain?
Yeah, that's. I want to Google that.
Yeah, I gotta Google that too.
You saying I'm wrong?
I don't know. I never heard that before. I know.
You want me to Google it right now, you faggot? Or-
I think the real name. I think the real name was Stephanie Tellerico.
it's the fucking seltzer.
I know, right? You guys don't even know what we're laughing at.
I don't even know what you're laughing at.
Deshaun Baines.
Beans.
Yeah, this guy went a little crazy, and I'm gonna say he put a bunch of bands that are okay and good, but
Look, if Beans
Good.
said it,
Listen.
Beans knows his shit. Beans knows
look,
music.
like the Ramones, they were great.
Great band.
And they changed a lot of shit, but they weren't. But they're not.
There we go.
They're
punk.
not. Yeah, they're punk,
Beans, tell this.
and
dude.
they're good nostalgically. I've listened.
I love
to
the Ramones. I love the Ramones.
Yeah, and name 3 songs.
So date it.
Is that what it's called?
I think.
No.
The KKK took my girlfriend away.
I know the radio
The
one.
Ramones?
Yeah, it's the KK took my baby away. Idiots.
Cocksucker.
This is why I'm doing the fucking poll.
Sorry, some of us have lives.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Now, hold on. Just because you said that, now I'm going to prove you wrong with Steven Tallarico's Italian heritage.
Ramones are a great band, though.
The Bad Brains. Now, a lot of people don't know about the Bad Brains.
I don't know about the Bad Brains.
Bad Brains were a hugely influential.
Are they-
group
is there
in the
somebody in that
punk
group from
rock
another group?
They're Jamaican dudes who do
You know what?
hardcore punk
Since-
rock music.
This is how much I trust Deshaun. I'm going to put this in my phone because he turned me on to so much good music. I never heard of them. I'm putting them in my phone.
the Bad
Who?
Brains.
You never heard of who?
Bad Brains.
Bad
Really?
Brains do a
I
combination
don't
of
think
punk
so.
and reggae because they're from Jamaica.
Hold on. Go slow because I want to hear it.
They're actually from D.C., but whatever.
Hold on. Let's get back so I can prove you wrong. Because it's my favorite thing in the world. Steven Victor Tallarico.
How do you know it's
Yeah.
Italian? That might be Spanish.
He's an Uncle Tony. Fucking sellout. Changed his name.
I think it was
Tyler.
I think it was Stephanie Tyler.
Tyler.
Look at him up in this picture. Definitely looks like Stephanie up there.
That's a woman, dude. He's a woman.
Now he looks like your old aunt that wants to tell you she used to smoke weed.
And talks like this.
Grateful Dead.
They're great. Oh my god, dude.
Come on, you're talking about
Jesus
influential,
Listen,
changing bands.
They have a fucking cult.
The only thing.
They have a cult.
There's people still follow him. Jerry's
Their
been
head
dead for
guy
30 years.
dead, and they still
Yeah,
follow.
but they had some. But they're as far
now
as
you're going back on what you just said.
But as far as
they
like
changed
their
shit.
albums, like their songs, yeah, they had tapes out, and they didn't care that people came and taped their shows and their fucking 30-minute
I think
long
this is
solos.
a case of you don't like the
and
Dead.
people shit that don't get nobody
that's what
gives
this is a
shit.
case of.
Bunch of weirdos dancing around in circles.
Yeah,
doing fucking
that's what they
for fucking 15 fucking minutes.
You take
Fuck that.
acid and shrooms, listen to their music. That's what you do.
Next week, he's going to be stomped out by a bunch of hairy leg chicks at Wawa.
Birkenstock marks all over his
Yeah.
face.
I'm grateful
Doc
that
Martens.
they're dead.
Who else did he
Okay.
say?
He said also the New York Dolls. The New York Dolls
I
was.
think I heard them.
Yeah, well,
you ever hear
I don't,
of,
I don't think he understood the
No,
question.
he didn't. But do you ever hear of the dude Buster Poindexter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jerry hated that son of a bitch.
He was originally the lead singer of the New York Dolls, and he was an actor too. And then
Yeah, I
he became
listened to him.
he left that and became Buster Poindexter, and he had that song "Hot, Hot, Hot."
Yeah, me and Jerry hated him on Saturday
The
Night Live.
Stooges. That's Iggy Pop. No one cares.
He's just naming great American
Metallica,
bands.
REM, Dead Milkmen.
Dead Milkman was great. I loved them when I was in middle school.
Name 2 songs.
They were a skateboard group. Skateboarding group. My boy Quentin used to listen to them all the time.
Social Distortion. I never got into social.
Never really got into
I
it.
don't care. Alan Knox. Oh, Brian James Platchak.
Beast.
Says Aerosmith.
Great band.
But then later on, he chose something. He chose Van Halen, and I told him you got to pick one. He chose Van Halen because I made him. Alan Knox. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Nirvana. That's his Mount Rushmore. Tough though. Okay, we're getting rid of Metallica. We're getting
Yeah, we said this.
and Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith are all in contention. Shannon Powell,
Shannon.
Chain Gang.
our good friend
Chain
Shannon
gang.
Powell.
Yeah.
CCR, she's going with. And then Deshaun Baines pipes in again with the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Another great
Now,
band.
I'm going to say Tom Petty
Oh my God, here we go.
as a whole. Well, yeah, but Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers or Tom Petty, you can't do that. So you're going to have to put Tom Petty as a whole. We're trying to go with bands here, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is not going up on the fucking Mount Rushmore because Tom Petty, if we're going to say greatest American songwriters, like writers. And
This is
whatever,
Chris' greatest.
then we're gonna go.
Chris's
It's
greatest
not.
American band.
It's not. It's just help me out here. I'm dying here. Richard Quintrell,
Q.
RQ.
Beach Boys.
Richard, right?
Now this is a controversial pick.
Not a big.
because
Yeah.
They're
Not a
not
big-
really. I wouldn't call them rock and roll more than.
But
pop.
they are.
He said Beach Boys always got that mellow shit.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's gonna go buy heroin in Atlantic City. Gonna go see
down
the
in
Beach Boys,
Kokomo.
man.
They sang Kokomo, right? Yeah.
yeah. That's really rocking.
But they're considered rock and roll. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Under whose fucking?
It's rock and roll, and there's different genres of rock and roll.
Right.
It's like a whole spider web.
Well, I guess they were considered surf rock when they first came out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Bob Rain.
Yeah.
That's
What?
them too, right?
I don't know.
That is them, but whatever. Please don't do that. Jack Straw.
Hold on, but surf rock was pretty cool. They used
Well,
to
that's
have them
like
on
Dick
Gilligan's
Dale.
Island a
Like
lot.
Dick Dale was
Yeah.
cool
Surf rock.
with Wipeout. Wipeout's the coolest one.
Yeah.
Can you do the laugh?
But the style was always cool.
Jerry can.
That
You do
drum solo from fucking
if
Hawaii
he did it.
5-0 was the shit.
Hell yeah.
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 That's surf rock. That's
yeah,
pretty cool. I could, I
that
could
shit
dig
is
that.
more rock
Yeah.
and roll than anything the Beach Boys.
Okay, well, if you're saying the Beatles are rock and roll, then the Beach Boys
I didn't
are
say the
definitely
Beatles rock and roll. I said they had some rock and roll songs.
All right, come on.
Let's rewind the tape.
Jack Straw, The Doors. Again with The Doors.
Again.
Good, not going up.
Yeah.
Thank
Jack Straw.
They're very influential in a short period of
Yeah,
time.
in a short period of time, but not longevity wise. The only thing they influenced, unfortunately, was that.
I hope
fucking
Jim
band,
Morrison isn't hearing this.
What's that one band, Smash Mouth? That
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
they were like they loved it.
You're comparing Smash Mouth
I'm
to the
saying
Doors?
they were the
Yeah.
most
Are you
Doors
serious?
like.
Well, never mind. I don't want
Jesus
to hear any more
fucking
about
Christ.
I'm going to smash you in your mouth for saying that.
Did you ever see Jim Morrison's gravesite? Millions of people still go to his gravesite.
Okay.
Disrespecting the Lizard King
that. Name 3 Smash Mouth songs.
right now.
They sing All Star, right? Hey now.
Yeah,
You're an all-star.
All
And
Star.
that's 2 of them.
Saw your. I'm a Believer. They did that for the.
Cover.
Yeah, it's a cover song.
Name one more.
And the first one I
That
just
don't
talked
count.
about.
Gay. Moving
I
on.
don't know. I can't tell. I can't do it. And I'm not unhappy about that. Cara Ciccarelli. Oh wait.
She already won.
No. Maria Ciccarelli.
Ma.
She after some banter, we got to her pick, and she picked the Eagles.
Well, who'd she pick first?
All British bands.
Well,
And
who?
Nirvana. She picked the Rolling Stones, Nirvana, AC/DC, Queen, and Pink Floyd. So she even got an Australian one in there.
The Eagles are good.
Yeah.
Carry on my wayward son.
That's Kansas.
That's Kansas, dude.
You know how I know that? Because my Uncle George had a Kansas record with that song on it.
Yo, man. One time, we used to go to a lot of concerts back in the day, right?
Yeah, man, I still remember.
And if you remember them, you weren't really there, man. I have to ask Jerry about
He
the
forgets
concerts we
most
saw.
of
I was looking through my ticket stubs like, oh, shit. We saw the Beastie Boys?
I remember going to concerts, bands we didn't even want to see. We just went because we were down the city.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
there,
Well, once we
seen
found out-
Joan Osborne.
That's because I was in love with it.
Oh, we
Yeah.
So pissed.
I was there like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Same thing with No Doubt. We went
You
and seen
remember
No
that?
Doubt.
Joan Osborne, remember that?
With No
No
Doubt.
doubt. Yeah, but that's because we went to see Gwen Stefani.
You want to
We
put
were in
them
love
up
with her.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once we found out concerts were $20, we were going every week.
Yeah. Shout out to the Electric Factory.
Yeah. Well, I started to tell you when you mentioned Kansas and Kansas. We were going to concerts every week, right?
Yeah.
And we used to hang out with my brother. Shout out E-Rock.
Eric, the Rhino.
Right. And somebody else that was there kept saying, yo, Sticks in Kansas is coming in concert. Sticks in Kansas
remember
is
this.
coming in concert. So after like the 10th time, I guess my brother was tired of hearing it. And he turned to this dude, because he was just throwing it out there because we were always going to every weekend. For
Yeah, but
like
you said it a million
months.
times. It sticks
A million times. My brother looked at him and said, "Yo, nobody wants to go see Sticks in Kansas."
I didn't even know who Sticks was.
It was like, you remember The Simpsons when Ralph gave Lisa the choo choo choose you thing and broke her heart, and Bart kept replaying it back. It was just like that, like Sticks in Kansas. And then my brother was like, nobody wants to go see him. He was like,
Just like that, too.
yeah, it was funny as shit for 20 years.
That is funny.
Okay, so now go ahead.
So well, unfortunately, you know, just because he's a good dude, I told Drew Polly, Triumph is not American. It was his first concert ever, and he loves Triumph, but they're
I
not.
don't even know who
American.
Triumph is.
Okay, well now
Sorry.
he can come back. His retort can be, it's North American.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
What if somebody wants Los Lobos? They're American. It might be South American.
Yeah, we're not doing that either.
You're a racist son of a bitch.
48 contiguous states,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, no fucking Alaskan bands, and no Hawaiian.
What about that band that's all American Indians?
The Who?
No, they're from England.
Redbone.
No,
They have that one song that's really good.
You know the band that sings YMCA?
Redbone.
No, it's a
Village
fake
people?
Indian.
That's the
Well,
village.
there is a band, The
They're
Who.
homosexuals.
The band, The Who. The H-U, The Who.
No, man. You're
They're
talking
British.
about Redbone.
They're not British. They're like...
The Who?
I know Redbone sings that...
Yeah, he's right. It's Redbone, I think.
Wait, The Who's
They
not
have
from
a
Britain?
song that everybody knows.
Hey,
Yeah.
what you
That's,
I
I thought you meant the new
You
rock
would've never
band
knew that
called
they
The
were
Who.
American
H-U.
Indians.
The H-U are like... They're like Mongolian.
Are we going to see our bands?
I did already.
What's your bands? I mean, let's the three of us together just tear apart anything he says.
Van Halen.
Terrible.
Oh, how about from Norristown own Feces Pieces? Oh, yeah.
Name three Feces Pieces songs.
I don't know any of their songs. I remember seeing them live and they were great.
Yeah, it was a good time. Shout out Buzz.
But
the
right,
Who
so,
else
like,
is on your list?
so like, all right. So
You need
now
4.
we've talked about this. We've talked about people's suggestions and their opinions.
Trocadero, that's where we've seen Feces Pieces.
And
Trocadero.
No, it's not.
We went to the Troc and seen them.
We've seen him at the Firenze.
The friend.
Firenze.
Then why am I thinking Trocadero?
The Trocadero.
Did we see somebody there too? We probably did.
How many shows did Feces Pieces shows did we go to?
Maybe we've seen them both
maybe
places.
we went
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, we made it at both places. We've seen them a couple times.
Because I know we were at the Troc because it's like an old movie theater, I think, right? I remember being in there, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it
who
was
we
like a
saw.
real old bar. I don't know. Was it a movie theater?
And I don't.
It was long and narrow, and they were all the way in the back.
I just had a flash of being upstairs in the balcony areas.
That was Electric Factory. They didn't play there.
No, the Electric Factory didn't even have the balcony area when we were there.
Yeah, they did.
Yes,
we
they
were up in the
did.
balcony.
Yeah, they
a couple
did.
times.
No, they did.
they had a long. Yeah, they had it.
absolutely.
For
How were yous there? Yous weren't even 21.
I know.
Electric Factory. We were there a lot of times.
Yeah,
You
now I
had-
remember
you would
sneaking
give
up
my
there.
ID.
Yeah, I used to go up a couple steps. and
No,
then-
we were in there before we were 21.
Hold on, let's-
All of us were.
Okay, well, let's tell stories of how we got in there. I was the only one who was 21. I would go up, they would check my ID. I would go up the steps a couple and drop it down, and then you and
yeah.
Tone would get it. It probably worked for him before. I handed I'm pulling fucking cards. I handed a Norristown cop, being a doorman at a bar in Norristown one time. I was the only one that was 21. I showed him my ID first. I think I tried to slip it to Ant, and it might have worked. But then when he got it, the guy was like, and I was like, come on, we're triplets. Let us in. He was hesitant for a minute, but he was like, all right, go ahead.
And we got wasted.
Yeah, but at the Electric Factory, yeah, we should do that to get him upstairs in the bar and shit.
The Troc and the Electric Factory are both gone, by the way. Well, I think the
Electric Factory's
Electric
going,
Factory.
called, it's called like the Franklin Music
Yeah.
Center.
but it's still there. Like you can still see bands there.
Yeah. But anyway, we were seeing somebody there. Like I said, once we found out how much they cost, we were there every weekend.
Yeah,
for
just about.
a whole summer.
Especially in the summer. Yeah.
That whole summer, we were there.
I think the Toadies was my favorite band.
It was great. That was a great
seen
concert.
them a
man.
couple
That was
times.
great. We seen them at the Electric Factory. Yeah.
But
Name 3.
one of the times we were there, I brought a bottle of Jack or Southern Comfort or something with me. Buy a soda, go in the bathroom to mix a drink. I think I did one, got away with it. When I went to make another one, it's probably half shot in the ass. So I must have pulled the whiskey out before I went into the actual bathroom stall. As soon as I pulled it out in the bathroom, dude, like, knocked on it or opened it. It probably wasn't even no stall, no door or nothing. He was like, "You, let's go." I was like, ugh. So he took the whiskey, followed me outside. As I'm turning to, like, walk out the door, I turned. I don't remember what I said. I think I was asking him if I could hide something. I didn't want him. He wasn't taking nothing from me. He was just throwing me out. But I said, how about I hide everything and just get it later?
Put it in my butt.
When I turned to say that to him, I see, like, a snake coming through the craft. Right? So I'm outside, and I'm asking the guy, I'm like, all right, look, let me just hide my shit under this trash can. You take the whiskey, no problem, we're cool, sorry. As I'm talking to him, the door comes open, and there's a couple other security guards there. The door comes popping open. It was like the fucking Three Stooges. Jerry, Eddie, shout out G-Block, Fats, Toad, everybody's fucking heads. They couldn't get out the door, but they all wanted to see what was going on. And I was like, just let me leave everything. I got a bunch of guys with me. And I actually I was like, let me get the keys or I'll be waiting. I actually had the keys. I was like, I'll be waiting in the car. And then all these heads pop out. And I guess the guy was like, there's a lot of people here. I don't want to throw everybody out. Or I don't want no shit to happen.
I'm about to get my ass kicked.
Yeah. No, you kidding? Them bouncers would have mopped that fucking floor up with us.
I thought there was only one.
Fucking bouncers are like 30 years old. We're like 17. Mm-hmm. You know?
We're wasted. We would have given it a shot.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, dude was like, all right, go ahead. Don't start no more trouble. And then we went in. Didn't start no more trouble. That was cool.
Yeah. Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah.
What concert was that?
Who knows, man?
So anyway,
so many, dude.
So we're not gonna, because I don't want to keep going with this poll because we got other shit to talk about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make a definitive 4 greatest American bands right now.
Well, why don't you just tell us who you want to be on the fucking thing? Because then that'll save us a lot of time.
Well, I'm gonna.
Because everybody we name are gonna be like, no.
That's basically
this
what.
group was.
Because you gotta have a reason.
They were after
not just because
68
you like
before
them.
69.
If you can't name, honestly, if you can't name more than 2 songs of any band, then you're not even fucking.
It doesn't matter. It's what the world likes. If the whole world likes a band, they're a great band.
That doesn't mean they're the fucking greatest.
It
band.
does. If there's some millions of fucking records, it means they're one of the greatest bands of all time. What are you talking about?
We're looking for 4.
Just tell us about that.
Van Halen is obviously going to be up there.
The Doors.
They had 2 separate singers, 3 actually, came back with another one. One of the greatest guitar players
I think
ever.
that hurts them by losing lead singers.
I don't even.
And Eddie Van Halen went on and did some shit for Michael Jackson over the fucking phone. Phoned it the fuck in and killed it.
The Doors.
Not. Aerosmith, definitely because of their longevity and their contributions to music as a whole. Hip hop and rock and roll mixed. Boom. Sparked a fucking.
Cream. No, they're English.
They're brilliant.
Isn't it?
And I'm going to go ahead and say Nirvana because they changed.
I agree with Nirvana. I'll give you Nirvana.
They killed hair bands. They killed everything. They killed an entire generation of music.
Yeah,
and then
they flopped it. Yeah.
Started another whole generation because all them bands in the '80s with the hair and the makeup all cut their fucking.
All right, why
hair,
don't you do this then?
took
You want
the
four?
makeup
You want
off.
4 bands? Do one from the '70s.
Here's
One-
another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, one more
and then
to
you
go.
got the 4th one,
Who you got?
Metallica.
You said Metallica's not allowed. Guns N' Roses.
I'm gonna go with Metallica because
You said they're not allowed.
Yeah, well, this is mine. Don't tell me mine.
Then there's 5. Guns N' Roses got to be in.
No, there's 4 people in Mount Rushmore,
Well, they're thinking about adding more.
but
Yeah, Donald Trump's thinking about adding himself.
the reason I gotta go with Metallica is because
They're not really rock. They're more like
they
metal
are
rock.
metal, but after starting
the first one on
starting in like '91 was an iconic year for music on every fucking level.
They were
Rock
great
or
before
whatever.
'91.
Yeah,
Tell you,
but I think I can name like every song they ever did.
they should have been
whatever.
#1 on your
Nerd.
list, in my opinion. But you
What's
said,
your
"Oh, they're
favorite
not allowed to
Metallica
say it."
song?
My favorite Metallica song
Of all
ever,
at all albums.
the thing that should not be. You know what album that's on?
Tell me.
No, but I bet you do.
I do. But anyway,
That's on. That's not Kill 'Em All.
definitely not.
That's either Justice for All
No,
or it's the Black Album.
no.
No. Yeah. Which one?
Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppet. I forgot.
Oh,
I
the one he
skipped that
forgot.
Yeah.
But it
Mine's Sanitarium.
because in the heavy metal world, obviously, up in the sky, up in the stars, you got Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, you got all the British bands, basically. And then, but then, as you come to the real metal, it goes Metallica, and then every other metal band ever. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you like them, you don't like them. You got to be realistic. They made the most money. They made the fucking most influence on had the most influence on everybody, and even
They're still doing it.
they're still doing it.
Yeah.
And they don't, and their ticket prices aren't that crazy.
So like Kill 'Em All was like 81 or something, 82,
no,
right?
it was like 83 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
was
It's
in the early
like 40
80s.
fucking
and
years.
Their production was super tight from the beginning. Like a lot of other metal bands had like shitty production. And people,
My cousin Melissa had a tape by them. It wasn't songs weren't even on their album. It was like a garage shit.
that was called Garage Days Revisited.
Garage Days. That's what yeah.
Tone had that album.
Yeah.
Shout out Tone.
Then they put it out years later. They
Did
did
they?
all those covers and they made Garage Days and they put all those covers. There was like 2 fucking CDs. Their best cover band ever. Every single fucking song they do, they kill it.
Yeah. They're a great band. That's what I'm saying. They should have been number 1. But then you fucking been a big thing about how you couldn't be on the list. Then you go back on your fucking
Because
word.
you didn't have them as a rock band this whole time. I'm taking them off.
Who you putting on there? GNR?
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. Thank you.
How?
The same thing you just said about Metallica, you can say about Grateful Dead.
Yep, every single thing.
Every single thing.
Same thing about
And GNR.
Nirvana.
Yep.
Same case you gave Nirvana,
Yep.
except he did it for 30-some years, 40 years, from the 60s to
Yep.
the 90s.
Seem pretty quiet over there right now.
No, I'm not having that.
He changed the fucking generation, bro. He inspired fucking thousands.
He's about to lose his mind.
That's
of
sick.
artists, not
That's
just
60s.
musicians.
Dude, you're turning purple. You okay?
Not just musicians, artists, and musicians.
They are the face of a movement.
They got a Ben and Jerry flavor.
Still,
Ben and Jerry's whole business is based on being this fucking hippie.
Thank you.
that gathering on the mountain festival we went to 25 fucking years ago was for Jerry Garcia's birthday.
And you went, and you hate them.
I remember where I was when I heard Jerry Garcia died.
They have a following, and the dude's been dead for what, 20-some years?
Me too.
30-something, and I
I
already
was
said
at
that.
night working in Ray's
Jesus
Diner.
Christ.
We were working in Ray's Diner when he died.
Was it that long ago? I thought it was early 2000s.
94.
No, it was 90,
Wow,
95.
that long ago?
I was a
didn't realize it was that
Resco.
long. We were definitely working at Ray's Diner in 95. Definitely.
And,
So now that we've all agreed that it's Metallica,
No, I agreed.
All right, I'll give you my 4 Mount Rushmore bands.
I want to hear this.
You ready?
Yeah.
It's Nirvana.
Nirvana. Are you putting them in order or just 4?
Nah,
Doesn't matter.
however you can sculpt them up there fast.
Okay. 4 Nirvana.
All right, because Kurt was considered the voice of a generation.
Okay. I'm not
They
disagreeing with that.
Changed the entire landscape of American music. Guns N' Roses on them, they all hated Nirvana because they were so good. They just changed the shit. Same way Hendrix changed rock and roll.
Oh, Hendrix. Why didn't anybody mention Hendrix?
The
He's
Jimi
not a
Hendrix
band.
experience.
He's a band.
If
his
you were
band's
making
not from the United States.
if you were making a rock American shit, yeah, he didn't blow up in the United States, but he's from the United States. He's on the top of it, so he'll be with the other thing they're sculpting. Is it Crazy Horse?
Yeah.
They're building a giant Crazy Horse thing somewhere out that way too. Hendrix gets his own shit,
Think North Dakota.
but Nirvana, because they just changed it, made everybody like grunge, right? The Grateful Dead is on there because they're the face of the hippie generation.
Grateful Dead's 2 for you? That's 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even really like them.
Okay, I
They have
agree.
One,
I'm agreeing
one
with
or
both
two
of them so
songs
far.
that I like.
Okay.
Metallica, because they're going to go into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
they already are.
Okay, we consider them metal, but
I had to change my mind.
you know they have songs that aren't as heavy.
He couldn't
Well,
think of
after-
a fourth.
After, like I said, after the Black Album, they were basically rock. They put on, and then they did that whole cover album of
All right, you
Nor
don't have to
rock
explain anymore. Let him finish his
Right.
list.
Yeah,
finish your
and
damn list.
Who's for?
the fourth one, I don't know.
Because the
I like
fourth is always the hardest.
I like the Doors. I think out of every on the list, if I had to pick my personal favorite, I think it would probably be the Doors.
Thank you.
But
I love your list.
but
The Doors, Metallica.
but honestly, like, what did Jim Morrison? He really did some shit. Like, he was great. The Doors were great, but
Yeah, but is
he didn't really do much.
What do you
Metallica, at least Metallica, they run the gamut of styles.
I'm not disagreeing with
genres.
Metallica, but the Doors,
No, I'm
it's
just
crazy.
saying.
They still have a following.
But
Who?
they had like
Yeah,
What
three
do
or
you
four.
mean? Millions
Yeah,
of fucking people.
Jim
they're just
did kind
classic.
of change the game from, the
You mean to tell me you
Monkees
put
and
the
Beach
Doors on right
Boys
now,
type
you're not going to rock the fuck out?
Yeah, but so what? You put a fucking lot of songs on. Whatever. You fucking put it on fucking
Yeah, but like
Billy Idol.
people with like the Tokens and shit like that, the Lion Sleeps
Yeah.
Tonight type shit, and the Monkees. And
Well, nah,
I'm a Believer. And
that
all
shit, music
kind
was
of
already
shit.
changed when the Doors came around. I mean, they have their own shit, but does the organ make them be like more
We
chili
kinda
peppery?
made the like
The organ makes them
psychedelic
more
rock.
like nichey.
Psychedelic
There's like a
rock.
niche.
Still rock and roll. That's
It's
what
like-
you guys keep saying this shit.
Like other
It's
people
still
played
rock and
organ
roll. Yeah.
back in the day. The organ was in some songs, but that was their shit. The organ was
a
like
lot
their
of people
it
in
was
the
like a
60s
niche.
used organ. A lot of bands used
Yeah,
organ
but they
in the 60s.
but it wasn't
It
a prominent
replaced their bass player.
Yeah.
wasn't a prominent instrument though. Doors made the organ the prominent instrument in their music. Just like
All right, well, let's.
Whatever.
The Doors had a short career, right? I couldn't tell you how many
Yeah, he
songs.
died.
When?
did he?
What happened to him? I never heard.
If he didn't die, they'd still be making music.
All right, well, whatever.
It
They
was
had.
actually July 3rd,
Oh, really?
1970.
R.I.P. Jim.
Rest in peace, King. They had a short career, right? But somebody like, and they had a lot of hits in that short little bit of career.
A million hits.
But like, even like an
I don't know.
Aerosmith, which after all these years listening to classic rock for so long, I'm tired of fucking hearing them. All these bands we named, except Led Zeppelin, I'm tired of fucking hearing them.
Yeah, all the bands we named.
But that's,
Metallica, I don't get tired of listening.
that's
to.
good because the stations I only really listen to it on the radio, and they play the same fucking 8 bands, the same 4 songs from the same 8
Yeah,
bands.
I got
back
them on
all day
Spotify.
long.
I got a mixture on there.
Well, I'm not fancy like you. Fucking Spotify. But like Tom
Sorry.
Petty and the Heartbreakers. He's got like 30 fucking songs. When he died, they were like, let's play his greatest hits. It was like a fucking hour. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you don't get tired of it.
But like you got Tom Petty and Tom Petty and the
They don't
Heartbreak.
pump it like that.
Just like you got Phil.
But I link that all together.
Genesis.
Yeah.
And you got Phil Collins.
you link that all
It's like,
together.
It can't
Yeah.
link it all together.
Yes, you can.
Well, Phil Collins and Genesis, you
We're
can't.
talking about bands, man.
Phil Collins and Genesis, you can't link together.
You can because they
Or-
had the
or-
Heartbreak. The Heartbreakers, what did they do? After?
Yeah, the Heartbreakers aren't a
And
band
name
without
one
Tom Petty.
Heartbreaker.
Did they do anything
one.
by themselves?
Yeah, but I can't name any band member for anything, even bands I love. Like I don't get into. I just like.
Like I don't know one Heartbreaker. I don't know one fucking Tom Petty solo guy. We know Tom fucking Petty. And then he was also in the Traveling Wilburys. Do we care about that? Yeah,
Oh.
Tom Petty is on the Mount Rushmore of if you're gonna go single like Tom Petty, Billy Joel, whatever.
Neil Young,
No, Neil Young's Canadian.
James Taylor.
Fucking, and he's a piece
About
of shit.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Boy George.
If any of, so I think one of them is a British.
Tumble for you.
I think one of them's British, and I know Neil Young's Canadian.
What about James Taylor?
He's a piece of shit.
Why is,
Dad, my dad loved James Taylor.
why is James Taylor a piece of shit?
I don't know. I just like saying people are pieces of shit.
All right, Fats, who's your 4?
Well, I love, Metallica's definitely on there.
They're not rock and roll.
Doors would be on there with me. I'm not putting Van Halen on my list because I don't like him. I mean, not that I don't
It's
like
not
him.
your
I
point.
don't-
It doesn't matter if you like them or not. You got to be objective.
I'm doing my list.
But you're not
my-
doing the. You're
I'm
not doing the
my
greatest.
Mount
You're doing your
Rushmore.
favorite, and that's not the case.
I'm doing my Mount Rushmore.
Because fucking Van Halen's obviously there.
No, they're not on there.
All right, go ahead.
GNR's on there. Metallica. Doors. I don't know. Fourth would be hard. I guess you gotta go Nirvana. Yeah, you'd have to go Nirvana. Yeah, that's my 4.
And I'm gonna say Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I didn't add 4. I didn't have 4.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah.
I said I didn't know like the Doors, but then a Tom Petty, and then it just spiraled out from there.
Who's your 4?
I don't know. You guys can continue.
Well, that's my 4.
So all right,
GNR is definitely on there.
cut that.
No.
Look what they did with the orchestra shit. Well, Metallica did that too, but GNR did it just as good.
Name one other song besides besides November Rain.
They
that
had
did
that was a
orchestra
double album that came out with that out. That song that was
Welcome
but
to
there
the
wa-
jungle.
that was.
No, I'm talking about
With the
orchestrated.
orchestra shit.
He did. he did-
Yeah, but like you're not going to do millions of songs with orchestra. They did something. And they
Yeah,
did.
but
It.
Metallica did a whole
November
song
Rain.
with the orchestra. It was
Yeah.
called S&M.
No, they did. What's it called?
Yeah.
With the orchestra.
Yeah, they did a whole thing with the orchestra. Metallica did.
Yeah, it's a whole concert they did. Yeah.
Guns N' Roses
Okay.
did not.
They did one song. It was great.
Yeah, it was great.
It's
So
still
what, was it
great.
The fucking greatest song ever? No.
No, but they're great. They're great. They're all in Mount Rushmore, dude. And if you couldn't fit them in, you got to add an extra head just to put them on there. You have to. Sorry. But you know what I hate about bands, especially 80s bands? They come around, they do concerts now, GNR, Motley Crue. They fucking suck now, dude. What? Who's paying to see these fucking retards?
Whoa.
What?
Talk about your people like
Yeah,
that.
we don't say the R word.
Who's
Yeah.
paying to see these fucking guys? They're horrible, man. They're
Jesse.
fucking horrible. Ugh.
Jesse did. You just went and seen Blondie, motherfucker.
I said Jesse says. I said we don't say the R word. I said Jesse does.
Did you hear what people do?
Yeah, I saw Blondie. So what?
Did
I
you
was
hear-
jealous.
did
I
you
wanted
hear-
to go. Tickets are too expensive.
Did you hear what people do for Taylor Swift?
What are they doing?
They wear diapers so they don't have to go to the bathroom and miss a song.
I'm wearing a diaper right now.
Right.
You
And a
never see
condom.
None of us get up.
We're doing a goddamn podcast here. It's understandable. But for Taylor Swift,
Fuck yeah.
Hey, man. T-Swizzle.
So we're all.
you're going to shit yourself so you can not miss a song.
So we're not in agreement with a lot of
Girls
things here.
don't poop anyway, so
Right.
I remember,
They probably
dude, I was like in
just
7th grade when I found out girls poop.
yeah.
What?
It like destroyed me. Yeah. I actually thought girls didn't poop. I remember Mrs. Bonfield was my teacher, and she said something about girls poop, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
Holy
I might have been
shit.
6th grade, but it was definitely 6th or 7th grade.
You were getting hard, and you didn't know girls
I was
took a
jerking off
shit?
already. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Girls are too pretty to poop.
The pretty ones charge a little bit more, but
Yeah, I remember like, what the fuck? That ain't right.
So you didn't know nothing about Chuck Berry when you were little.
No.
So you're up. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
hold on. How old were you when you figured out how sex worked?
Yeah. Still don't know. Apparently. No, I was late bloomer, Jess. Come on.
No, I don't mean. I'm not talking about losing your anal virginity. I'm talking about when did it in your mind you were like, oh, okay, sex will make a baby.
When Marky was born.
Like,
9 months before little Marky.
holy shit!
No, I probably right around there.
Holy shit! I wrestle with Toad all the time. Nothing happens. I wrestle with you once and you get pregnant.
I think it had, making a baby. I remember my grandmom telling me something. Because I thought, like, I don't know how old it was.
Stop touching
I
yourself.
thought you had to keep banging a girl to get her pregnant. And I remember her telling me, no, it only takes one time.
Just what your grandpop told her.
Oh. No, but I remember her telling me it only takes one time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was a teenager. I guess she was telling me.
Why'd she say it twice?
I didn't. It was an echo.
She had a big pussy.
I'm getting confused. I'm talking to too many people at once here. Yeah, I remember like, I thought, and I was probably like 16, 17 and thought that
You thought what?
you had to keep banging a girl to get her pregnant.
Yeah, that's not the point.
But no, as far as sex can make a baby,
You're like, oh, I can put
probably
my
like
penis into-
14, 15.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Whenever Kindergarten Cop came out and he realized boys have penises.
It wasn't too long after I
I
found out girls could poop. I found out about making babies. Yeah.
There's 2 holes?
What do they do with the other wood?
Jesus.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So on the
Crazy.
Jerry's Mount Rushmore now. This is
Said it was the same as yours, but Metallica's replaced with, say it,
the great.
Sublime.
the Grateful Dead.
So we're going with.
Sublime with room.
So we're not going with anything, but like let's recap then. Metallica, we were all in agreement with Metallica.
yeah, after you went
Nope.
back on your word. Yeah.
We're all in agreement with Nirvana.
Yes.
Aerosmith.
No. Yeah. But I got to add extra head.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not even an Aerosmith fan, but I put
yeah, they got
and instead of whatever, even though we canceled out, you canceled my Metallica, their Metallica's overrode that Metallica, so we're keeping Metallica. We're getting rid of Van Halen for the Grateful Dead.
and GNR.
Is Grateful Dead on your list?
No. GNR, no.
What about
I wouldn't fight Grateful Dead or Guns N' Roses.
But you're gonna go Guns over Grateful Dead.
Oh no, the Grateful Dead is an icon.
So we're
Nirvana
yeah.
and the Grateful Dead are icons of
but-
an entire
so-
generation.
Right. So then we're in agreement then.
On them too, yeah.
So we got
We're
Metallica.
agreeing on adding the fifth head.
No.
Same thing with Metallica. Metallica is for
Right,
the
so we're-
heavier side of everything.
What if one of them heads
Right,
is
so we're
Siamese
going
twin?
with Metallica. We're going with the Grateful Dead. We're going with Nirvana.
Now we just need a fourth.
The fourth one will either be Aerosmith or Aerosmith or Van Halen
Or Doors.
or
Or
Gun-
GNR.
But I'm going.
Wait, we got Metallica, you got Aerosmith.
No, Metallica's already up there.
Metallica, you got Grateful Dead,
and Nirvana.
Nirvana. There's
So we
three.
got the fourth one,
It's got to be Aerosmith.
and it's either going to be Aerosmith or Van Halen. And the only reason
Gotta
I
be
say
Aerosmith.
Van Halen or Aerosmith maybe because
Aerosmith's still doing it. You got to give it to Aerosmith.
But what, besides longevity and some decent popular songs,
Crossover.
A
Right.
million popular songs.
yeah, not taking anything away from them. What else? Eddie Van Halen is on a lot of lists.
Yeah, but
as
Eddie Van
the
Halen,
best guitar player ever.
he's a guitar player.
David Lee Roth is hands down probably the
One
best,
of the best
showman,
performers, yeah.
entertainers.
Right. But that's why I
and
take
then
them
Sammy Hagar's songs made them even more
Look,
popular.
If they were a
got
band,
number one.
if they were a band with one headman all that time, I'd give it to them. But because they changed, it loses something for me.
No, they changed and they got and for their
You're
career
telling me
got
Hagar's better than?
I'm not saying that, but they made more
Okay,
money.
well, I'm saying-
they had more. They had number one song with him. They never had number one song with David Lee Roth.
Right, none of the
Yeah.
Van Halens left.
Yeah, none of the actual
I'm
Van
just-
Halen.
They're not
Come on,
going
man.
on for me. They're not going on for me.
They got so many songs, dude.
They're not getting on every Aerosmith.
Bang your head. We're
I'm
not
putting
going to
them
take
behind
it.
Guns N' Roses. I'm taking Aerosmith.
Pour
or
some
Guns N' Roses.
sugar
Here's
on
going to
me.
be the deciding factor.
That's
I'm going to
definitely-
look. I'm going to look something up, and it's going to be the deciding factor.
What are you looking up?
For me?
What are you looking up?
Who got the bigger cock, David
Yeah.
Lee Roth
Dick pics.
or Steven Tyler?
Real quick.
Van Halen in Thailand.
Okay.
You know what the capital of Thailand is?
Bangkok. I fell for that.
Yo, remember this asshole shit we used to do? We used to schoolboy people.
Yeah. Especially in the snow.
For those of you that do not know, schoolboying is when you're standing talking to an unsuspecting person, which will be right here,
One of these empty so we can do it.
and then another person, one of your beehole friends,
Comes up behind them and gets down on all fours like this.
let me do it from the side. He'll get down on all fours.
like this.
Well, hold on.
So this guy's just standing here.
Can I explain the fucking thing I brought up?
Get into it. Well, let me be the guy who bends over.
You always are. So 3 assholes walk up to another guy, right? You want to be this asshole?
Yeah, I'll be this asshole.
This asshole starts talking to him.
This guy's.
Hey, buddy. And then while he's talking, this asshole goes over and bends over. And then this original asshole will push this guy and knock him. Hold on, we have to switch it.
Yeah. Knock him out.
This asshole will knock him over and make him fall backwards, and then this guy will get up. Oh, this guy's on the ground, and everybody points and laughs. Just call him an asshole. Asshole.
And then y'all.
Then this guy gets up, gets all pissed off. So, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Give my weed back. I'm going home.
And then we all laugh and go back in the shed.
Thank you.
Jerry sings Lonely Boy as he goes off with his weed.
Thanks for that intermission. But here now, back to the important shit.
And if it's not about Chris, people,
Yeah.
he won't let you talk.
We're in 26 episodes. They know.
Yeah, come on. You got 2 minutes, and then I'm wrapping this bitch up.
This is 28.
Edward Lodwick Van Halen was born in Amsterdam.
They're off.
So
They're
he's
off.
not American.
They're off.
They're not
But
American.
Van Halen is
He's
American.
American.
band.
He's American. I mean,
He's an American
they're
citizen.
He's got a Dutch, and he had a Dutch and American.
Yeah. Well, his last name's Van Halen.
Okay,
That's the Dutch name.
right, but
They're an American band, dude. It's not like they came from England and then came over here. That'd be not American.
I mean, what about the band that sang "We're an American Band"?
We're an American band.
that was an American band.
Yeah, that was ZZ Top.
No,
That was ZZ Top.
No, it wasn't.
How about ZZ Top? Are they on the list?
They're on my greatest American rock band list.
But we're gonna go with Aerosmith over Van Halen because he was born in.
No, that has nothing to do with it. But no.
No, American.
Okay. Aerosmith's on there anyway for me, and I'm adding the fifth head for Guns N' Roses.
Riding through a desert on a horse with no name.
That's the band American.
That one, yeah, that was them.
That's not Iron Maiden?
No,
That horse's name was Frank, though, by the way.
Frank. Yeah.
Good.
All right, folks. Thanks for contributing to the poll. Our illustrious social media manager, Christopher P. Reynolds,
The P stands for
Pussy.
is always putting his poll out there, so hop on it. Give us some good answers. Thanks for the interaction. We appreciate it. We're back now in full effect, so let's get these subscribers up. Tell your friends. The algorithm is our bitch now, so we have to engage and comment and thumbs up and
Back and running, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I mean,
shit.
this took a lot of time up, but we'll be getting into other topics and more things. So tune in.
all right. Thanks again. See you next week.
Guns N' Roses, fifth head.